So, hi everyone, good morning, and we are so happy and excited to be here today in the morning itself. Just let us know in the comment box if you are able to hear me and Dr. Deepti. Our goal will be to talk about a very important topic today. So, just give us a thumbs up in the chat box.
Yes, a very good morning to all our dear students, and it's a pleasure to connect back with all of you. And yes, it's a very important day because this is something I think we all want to talk about, and we've been getting a lot of queries about it, right?
And one of the most important things that everybody has asked us to talk about is the anxiety that they're feeling right now. The anxiety for the exam, for the upcoming exam. You have a INICET paper coming up, you have a NEET PG after that, some of you have a foreign medical graduate screening exam after that, and the dates for FMGE exam have come. So all of these are all inducing anxiety into our system. So first of all, I want to ask you all, is anxiety a good thing or a bad thing? What does being anxious about something tell you? What does this tell you about the exam? Like, if I'm anxious about something, what does this tell you about yourself, and what does this tell you about the situation? Number one thing it tells you is that deep inside you, you may accept it or you don't accept it, you value the outcome. You
Yes,
value the
it is
outcome.
important
Yeah,
for us.
it is important for you. You are anxious about outcomes which are your life dreams. So instead of calling it as anxiety, can we call it as rush that you feel before, like suppose you are going to play a football match. Just before the football match, do you feel anxious? Probably yes, because you want to win the game, you want to play well. But that is the same thing that the athletes would describe it as the rush. You feel the rush before the exam, or you feel that rush, that adrenaline surge. So you have the same adrenaline surge if you're anxious, or when we are excited about the outcome. So first of all, I wanted to tell you today is, whenever when we say that we are feeling anxious, the first message I want you to have is that it is a good idea to have a little anxiety, because it means something to you. You are feeling that rush before that big change, that big event.
And now, very importantly, as we know that it is a part and parcel of the process that we are going through, right? We need to understand that there is a very thin line where this anxiety may be required for some level of productivity, but once you cross that line, that level of anxiousness, it starts affecting us in a negative way, right? And this is where we need to understand, are we on one side of the thin line, right? So are we on the side where it is accelerating us, where it is making us more productive, or have we crossed the line where we are only and only occupied with the process of how it is going to be, whether you can manage the stress levels or not, is the outcome going to be good or not? It is affecting you so much in your day-to-day life that it rather hampers your preparation, right? So first of all, you need to understand, is it affecting your day-to-day life or not? So I want you all to write down in the comment section, what is the level of anxiety that you are suffering from right now? So on a scale of 10, right, what marks would you give your anxiousness? And very importantly, is it affecting your day-to-day life, right? Is it affecting you meeting your goals? Is it affecting your general mental well-being or not? And once you answer that, then I will be able to help you. So somebody has given a score of 11 out of 10. Okay, fair enough. We understand each one of us is in a different zone, and we need to first acknowledge, okay? We need to acknowledge the zone we are in, because only then we will be able to take some corrective measures and ensure that we fall back on the other side of the thin line.
Also, before we go on to more corrective measures, I'll also want you to I wanted to introduce to you a term called as inaction. Inaction means, if you deep inside your heart are serious about something and you really want to achieve something, and you are, feeling that rush. Okay, I want to do this, I want to reach that place, but you're not doing enough for it. It creates anxiety. So anxiety is often a result of knowing that I need to do something and not doing something about it. That inaction leads to anxiety. So what my first message for today to control that anxiety is, we have to start action. To do that, break down whatever you want to achieve into tiny achievable targets. Start with the easiest most and start achieving some targets so that you can kill the anxiety with confidence that I'm doing something. Inaction is the mother of the anxiety. Like, you understand, you have a big dream, but you're doing nothing about it. So anxiety happens. This is indolent inside us. You may try to justify it by saying that I'm satisfied with my life, I don't want anything else. You may do something or the other. You may become a cynic. You'll say, what happens even if I do it? It will all manifest in different ways, but deep down inside you have something which says, I want to do it, and you're not doing enough about it, and it is creating a inner anxiety for you.
Absolutely, yes. So now that I see a lot of you have put your scores, so I think up till seven, Vale, they are managing pretty okay. So five, six, seven, some of you are under five as well. I think that's pretty okay. You are still able to counter your anxiety. And I would say, some level, as Dr. Sumay said, we really don't want it to be a zero, because it keeps you up and about your tasks, right? But I do see a lot of us, you are in the zone of 8, 9, 10, and maybe 11 as well. So let us see how we can help you. And Dr. Sumer has actually started with the first phase itself of handling anxiety. So, when we talk about anxieties, yes, as I said, first acknowledge, is it affecting your day-to-day performance or not? Then I want you to look at these three areas. So when we talk about anxiety, there are three aspects or causes, as Dr. Sumer has highlighted one of them already. One is academic preparation. Yes. So one aspect of handling anxiety would be academic preparation. The other aspect of handling anxiety is psychological preparation. And the third aspect will be physical preparation, right? So, like Dr. Samay said, the first part is you handle your academics, because a lot of anxiety is coming from it. And he's already given you the corrective measure as well, right? He's telling you to break it into smaller tasks so that they are more doable, right? What I would say is, one of the other academic aspects of handling anxiety is stick to your study plan. If you are someone who just keeps changing plans, who's, okay, अभी ये नहीं कर पाया, अब वो कर लेते हैं, अच्छा ये भी नहीं हो रहा, अब वो कर लेते हैं, कुछ छोटा कर लेते हैं, कुछ बड़ा कर लेते हैं, कुछ और कर लेते हैं. So if you are someone who is always constantly doubting your plan and changing your plan, you're not consistent in your efforts. And when you're not consistent, obviously you'll not meet your target. So one thing leads to the other. Okay. And I would also,
Like,
yes, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Yeah, like we were discussing yesterday, also, you convert your day into rituals or into habits. Like,
Yes.
like Dr. Deepti rightly said, that you can't be random. Randomness also induces anxiety because there is no sense of completion. So you start doing, okay, morning time. Like, if you remember from throughout the year, we've been telling you, morning time, eat the frog in the morning, do MCQs. Evening time, read the notes that you have done, listen to the class, ask the doubts in the 5 to 10 period. And like we always told you, that there should be a ritual that you are following every single day, a habit, so that it is not anxiety inducing, that I'm very random. More randomness, there's no feeling of completeness.
Yes, the other academic front, and I will ask Dr. Sumit to add to it, for handling anxiety is practicing in the way it is going to come in the exam. Dr. Sumit always gives example of Sachin Tendulkar and Kamli, right? The practice. Yes, I've learned this from him. So you practice and you get better. So, you need, if you are someone who's fearing the process, please give the mock test. Just to highlight, or just to put it into your recall, today is the last day for free INICET mock test on eMedico's app. Please give it. It is free for all. I'm telling you, it will be a confidence booster for everyone. Go give it. Test series section, INICET mock, free mock for everyone. Give as many mock tests and grant tests as possible if you are someone who is scared of the process of going through the exam.
Facing your fears is very important. Like, fear is more painful than the actual event itself. It's like when we keep imagining, when it happens, it's done and over with. But till the time you keep thinking, and that is where desensitization has a big role to play. And I'm very happy to share with you that we have scheduled two mock tests for NEET PG in the month of May, and two mock tests for FMGE exams, the CBTs, in the month of June, so that you can go to a computer center, live the actual movements that would happen in the day of the exam. You will go to a center, somebody will check your roll number, you sit on the computer, do the paper, submit the paper, come out, and once you experience it once, you get sensitized. It is like, I'm sure you've heard of this in your school time also, that you first time you hear wolf, 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 you get afraid. Again, wolf, 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 you get afraid. Ultimately, you get used to the idea, and you know that uh, that reflects anxiety that is happening. Imagining is more painful than the real event itself. You need to desensitize by giving CBTs.
And last and third aspect of academic preparation that I would say is having the right content. Okay, you need to know that your content is high yielding, whatever you've done so far, right? So, DVT, LRR, Mission INICET, these are resources that boost you towards the end, right? So, please, you need to become selective as you close to the exam, but at the same time, your content should cover sufficient amount of width and depth, right? Stick to it, revise it multiple times, and believe me, these three things that I've mentioned, Mission INI, especially for INICET, LRR, and DVT, NEET PG, these are resources which will really boost up your confidence. Do it as many number of times as you can. Okay. Now, the second
Like,
aspect.
like when you appear for CBT, like I have heard many toppers tell me in the past, sir, that I gave the damn CBT as if I'm giving the real exam, and the
Yes.
real exam ultimately felt like a CBT because I had done it so many times before. Don't miss out on that opportunity. Don't use excuses and imaginary fears कि सर CBT का सेंटर थोड़ा सा दूर है, बारिश हो रही है, धूप ज्यादा है, गर्मी कम है, कॉलेज में जाना है, ये जाना है. You have to cut it out and say, boss, मुझे करना है तो करना है. You have to make sure that you appear for the papers going to the exam centers, not just on your laptop on your bed. It is very important to go to the exam center and give the
Yes.
mock, which is
CBTs
what.
are a must. Right now, the second aspect of handling anxiety, and Dr. Sumer has always spoken about it, is psychological preparation. So I'm going to hand over the mic to him, and he's going to talk about visualization once again, because that is a very important psychological aspect of handling stress.
And what you do is, you're like, suppose you're feeling anxious. You're feeling anxious about two things. You're feeling anxious about the exam process itself, and you're feeling anxious about the outcomes. What would happen. So first thing is the exam process. So, like, suppose somebody has an exam and he has to appear for exam in 2 weeks. You are imagining a lot, and that is making you feel very anxious. Now you close your eyes and start doing it step by step. You keep telling yourself, okay, I'm breathing in, breathing out. I am going to the exam center. Everything is okay. I'm well prepared. And then look at the question. You're looking at the screen. Wow, I'm able to answer this. And look at, imagine, visualize, then practice CBTs. Try to understand. These are both. You live the experience in your head first, then you live the experience in a CBT, then it comes in the real life. The anxiety will not be there on the day of the exam because you've already done it. You've trained your adrenals, you've trained your sympathetic system, parasympathetic system to understand how it feels like to be in a high stress situation. And third is the second part is the outcome. Outcome anxiety is when we are trying to control the uncontrollable. It is very important. In every situation there are two parts to the situation: parts which are controllable, parts which are beyond our control. What should be the date of the exam? It is beyond your control.
Yes.
How will others appear in the exam? Beyond your control. Sir, others are studying something else. Beyond your control. Can I use my stuff can I use my DAMS notes better? Can I make sure that I'm, reading every single day? Can I make sure that I'm improving every single day? It's in my control. Anxiety happens when you try to control the uncontrollable. Outcome is beyond our control. By now, I'm sure as adults, you have realized that every outcome is not in our control. So you have to learn to let go of the uncontrollable, focus on the controllable. That will give you the necessary mindset that you need.
Absolutely. Another thing, this is something that I have actually used in my life, and I at that time I didn't know that this is an important way of handling stress. It just came to me. I always say that I was never like a topper. I was a good student for sure, but not like rank one, rank two. So if anybody used to come and tell me, "क्या करेगी दीप्ति अगर नहीं हुआ तो?" So I used to tell them, for me, there is no plan B. Okay, I am going to win. I'm well prepared. I'm doing it with all my truthfulness, and I can handle this, right? And this is what you need to tell yourself: affirmations. Tell yourself that you're ready for it, you can handle it, and you are well prepared. So, can everybody in the chat box today write these two words actually? I am well prepared and I can handle this. Can you write this? You need to constantly tell this to yourself. I am well prepared. I can handle this. Whenever a negative thought, please say this. Say this multiple times in a day. I am well prepared and I can handle this. Yes, believe me, when you do that, when you go out, you are reflecting this onto yourself as well, and you are going to do well eventually. So affirmations are very important. Okay.
And also, one thing that would work out for you in the long run is whatever may be the outcome, please look at the outcomes in your tests, in your grand tests, in your CBTs, in your question bank, in your practice papers, in your mock test without self blame. More you indulge into self blame, मैंने पढ़ा नहीं था ना इसलिए खराब हो गया, मैं तो बेकार हूँ, मैं कर नहीं पाऊंगा, you create this negative energy inside you. You have to become objective about it. You have to say, बॉस ये मेरा गलत हुआ, इसको मैं ऐसे सुधारूंगा, अगली बार improve करूंगा, instead of trying to self blame all the time. So if we enumerate what all we have talked about today is, number one is anxiety happens when you are trying to control the uncontrollable. Detach from the outcome. Don't try to control the uncontrollable. Focus only becoming better version of yourself every single day. Visualize the exam environment. Visualize that you're looking at the result. Now everybody will close your eyes and try imagining आपका result देख रहे हो, computer में login कर रहे हो, और wow, you're already selected.
And you could do it. You've done well, right?
Visualize, manifest. We've talked about all of this in previous sessions. And not only that, practice in the real life exam environments. Don't miss out on damn CBT for that purpose. Very important to go to the exam center and give it. And also, we've talked about that inaction also leads to anxiety. So, start breaking down what you want to do it into smaller parts, start doing it. Sometimes I see a child would every day ask in the transform session, sir, LRR करूं या ना करूं, LRR करूं या ना करूं. शुरू तो कर ले यार, शुरू तो कर ले. You understand? So
बहुत
there
जल्दी
is
होगा बेटा. LRR is very very effective. आप जल्दी जल्दी कर पाओगे ना. तो LRR के notes are also available, right? कम से कम वो तो कर ले. Okay, so if you can't go through the videos, do the LRR notes. कहीं से शुरुआत करनी पड़ेगी, and you will realize once you start, you're able to do more and more and more, right? Okay, now the last thing that I definitely want to talk about, and Dr. Sumer also agrees on it because we practice it ourselves, is physical preparation for the exam, right? It is very essential. You need to understand that you need to have a sleep pattern which is doing good things for you, right? So do sleep for 6 to 7 hours. वो जरूरी है. If you're barely sleeping for a few hours in the night, your circadian rhythm is altered, your cortisol levels are altered, your performance is altered, right? Your consciousness level is altered. Start doing these changes now. Close to the exam, it will be too late. You cannot change your body so fast. So ensure that you're getting a 6-7 hours of sleep. Please don't say इतना सो गए हम कुछ गलत कर रहे हैं. No, you need a cutoff, you need a rest, you need to recharge, right? You need to normalize your hormone levels. Sleep for 6 to 7 hours. right? Also, Dr. Sumaya, what would you want to add in terms of exercising or whatever? What gets the adrenaline?
See, what my feeling here is that whenever we're preparing in the final month of the exam, one thing that is happening is that you are only cerebrally, you're only studying. No physical activity is happening. By the end of the day, you're exhausted, but you're not tired because your body, your muscles have not done anything. You're exhausted. So if I've not done anything, I'm on my bed or my table and I'm feeling very tired, my body perceives that I'm sick because you're not moving around.
Yeah.
My request to all of you will be that whenever you take a break in between, instead of it being an Instagram scrolling break, make it a walking break. You understand? Instead of just sitting and watching Instagram for half an hour कि सर मैं अपना दिमाग रिफ्रेश कर रहा हूँ, कुछ रिफ्रेश नहीं हो रहा है, उसकी जगह go for a walk, brisk walk, 15 minutes, study back again. It will help you to sleep better. It will help you to be more positive about everything, because whenever you are, walking briskly, or whenever you're working out or you're doing some physical activity, endorphins will get secreted. Your body will feel that you're well. You have to feel well about your body to
And
do
believe
well
us,
in the world. Mind
this
and
is
body are
not
all
from
equal.
a motivation book. Me and Dr. Sumir practice this in our daily life. जब हम stressed out होते हैं and we want to vent it out, we rush out of the home. We need to go for a walk, right? It does have a healing effect, even if it is for
Yeah,
a
we need
bare
to hit the
15 to 20
treadmill
minutes.
or go for a walk or go for some kind of exercise or some strength training. It is very important. So all our request to all our
15
kids
से
is
20 मिनट
that
उतना
you
भी
can't
include करो.
you can't isolate your mental and physical health. They're interlinked. And if you add to it your what you eat, that also helps. So these are the kind of things that you need to now look into you holistically in the final month. You're a warrior. You want to be in your best shape on the day of the exam, so make sure that you do it more holistically. You will feel less anxious, and I'm sure you will win the game. Wish you all the best from my side. Keep reminding yourself कि ये जो एंजाइटी नहीं है, ये रश है जो मुझे फील हो रहा है, क्योंकि मैं ऐसी जगह जा रहा हूँ जो मुझे मेरे लिए मैटर करती है. आई विश यू ऑल द बेस्ट बेटा.
And from my side, just remember the mantra: I am well prepared and I can handle this. Right? Whenever the negative thought strikes you, say this to yourself. Okay? Have a wonderful, wonderful day and convert it into a productive day. All the best, everyone.
Bye everyone.